Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about can you come back from a herniated bulging disc, okay? Now before we get into this, listen, if you do like my content, you're enjoying the videos I bring to you guys every week or so, please hit that subscribe button, okay? You'll be notified when I do upload something new for you guys, so please help me help you. All right, let's get into this. So, can you come back from a herniated bulging disc? This is a question that I was asking myself back when I had my herniated disc, bulging disc problems, sciatica nerve pain. And it's hard, okay? Because, you know, I was a big sporty guy, you know, mountain biking, a lot of weight training, martial arts, even golf, you know, like a lot of different sports. And I was like, okay, will I ever be able to do these things again? You know, can I come back to do these activities? Am I going to be able to, walk properly, because I had a really bad limp, and I had like lots of pain in my leg, and I was stooped over and I was twisted. And it's like, is this me? Am I done at like 30 odd years old? Right? This is me. Game over. Okay. And I remember one instance I was getting out of a car. I was in South Carolina, sorry, and I literally climbed out of the seat, and I was like, oh, like, getting out. I was all over the place, and then I just hear this voice shouting at me saying, "Hey boys, like, you look like me over there getting out that car." I look over, and here's this older gentleman, right, old American guy, and he's looking at me like, damn, like, you're worse than me, right, and you're like half my age. And that time was tough. It's like, am I ever going to come back? But I trusted in my process. I trusted the people I was working with. I trusted in the literature that I've been reading, that I knew it was possible. And I want to explain to you guys today why it's possible and how you can come back, okay, from that herniated bulging disc. You might be in the early days of just being herniated, bulging disc. You might be, on your rehabilitation program. You're starting to doubt if it's going to work. You maybe regressed a little bit. You've had a setback. You're plateaued, whatever it is. Okay, listen, guys. I want to be optimistic. I am very optimistic. Let me tell you the why and the how. So, why? Okay, physiologically. The body itself, whenever you hurt it, cut it, break something, the body will respond by trying to heal that region, okay? It's the same thing with a herniated bulging disc. We have this burst of inflammation, okay, it happens. The body sends those little macrophages and anti-inflammatory response to that region to repair and to heal that region. Now, you've got to make sure things are in position, okay, for that to heal. But yes, most disc bulge, up to 70% of disc bulges, herniations, do heal on their own. They do what's called a reabsorption, okay, back into the disc space. Number of different factors for that, how it happens physiologically, number of different hypotheses, how that actually works. Don't want to get too deep into that, but you can go and check out, I've got a blog post specifically on that. It's going to pop up in the screen there. It's on my website, www.bashbackpain.com/can a disc heal? Okay, go and check it out. And it goes more deep into the physiology of the actual physiological process of healing. So yes, okay, it can heal. That's why it can heal, is physiologically. That's what the body wants to do. Okay, it wants to heal itself. Now, how best? Okay, how can you make it heal? Well, that of course comes down to things like your rehabilitation program. Okay, you want to be doing a program which is measured and tailored to you. Now, what I mean by that is, okay, if I go to yoga, for example, and I like yoga, nothing wrong with yoga, but if the yoga person, your yoga instructor, doesn't know how to deal with somebody with a herniated, disc, a bulging disc, then you may end up doing something which is going to exacerbate it or make it worse, right? So you've got to make sure you go to a practitioner who knows what they're talking about, right? They've dealt with many people in your situation before. They know how to cater the exercises, the treatment for you. Now, along with that, you want to make sure that your daily behavioral changes are in place. What do I mean by this? Well, any good rehabilitation program should build in daily changes because very often we go to a rehabilitation program, okay, we do everything correctly. Outside of that, though, we go back to our old habits. So we need to change those habits, because very often it's those habits that got us into that injured position in the first place. Could be the way we were lifting, moving, bending, etc. And I'm really big on this. And this is I've got my own rehabilitation course that I do. It's an online video course. And that's, for me, it's the fundamentals, the foundation of that course, of any good course, should be teaching people behavioral change. And then once you've got that in place, then you can put upon your rehabilitation program on top of that. and it builds, yeah, and it actually works. It brings people those results because people don't understand that it may take you, 10, 15, 20 years to get to that point of disc herniation, right? And it was because you were doing something possibly incorrectly over 10, 20 years. Now, I don't mean, okay, if you have an acute injury, you're in a car crash, that's different. But most injuries are built up over a cumulative load. So for you to, sort of get out of those bad habits that got you there, that takes daily change, right? So twice a week going to physiotherapy is probably not going to do it for you. So that's why a good program will have these things instilled. If you want to check out my course, it's going to flash up on the screen down below there. www.bashbackpain.com/course. Go and check it out after this video, okay? Now, one other really important thing as well is the progress that you're doing measured, okay? Is there, journaling going on? Is there sort of, a pain questionnaire? You need to see progress because very often in your own self, if I have a good day, I have a bad day, good day, bad day, I don't see any progress, right? It's good if somebody else, an external factor, is taking note of how you're doing. Maybe they give you a little test to do to say, hey, look, this week, you could walk this far. This week you're walking this far, or you were able to pick up this, now you can pick up this, right? You get to see that you've actually progressed. You've set yourself goals, or they've set goals with you, and you have achieved those things. Don't get, sort of wound into this like, one day to the next day. Try to look at the bigger picture, week upon week, okay, 2 weeks upon 2 weeks, month upon month, yeah? That's how you are going to come back, okay? You've got to have that goal in the future, you break down into short-term goals, and little by little, okay, you achieve those goals, yeah? Now, listen, I'm speaking from my own experience. There's people say, okay, can you come back? Did you come back, Colin? Where are you now? There's a couple of videos going to flash up on the screen. It's me a few years ago. I was deadlifting in the first video. That's they call a wheel deadlift. That's like a high range deadlift. That was 377 kilos. It's about 830 pounds, give or take. Next video is going to flash up. That was me. I was on holiday. I was doing some sort of conditioning training. I was throwing a tire. So you can see there's a lot of back work in that as I'm throwing that thing around, throwing stuff around. And yeah, I came back. Okay, I came back from disc herniation and a disc bulge, L4, L5, L5S1. Stenosis I've got, it's still there, it doesn't go away, right? I had really bad sciatica nerve pain. I could have had surgery. Surgery was on the cards. I could have gone the next week, boom, get it done, right? I was in the US. But I chose not to. I trusted in the process, okay? I knew there'd be setbacks, right? But I got my head down, I did the work, and I was looking at the longer term situation, yeah? So guys, listen, you can do it, okay? You can do it. Listen, I hope this video has given you some optimism, some hope for the future. If you've got any questions to me, comments, etc., please hit me up in the section down below. Guys, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.